Hello everyone, Xion Destiny here again, and I bring you part 2 of Judgmental People. So we left off, I was about to give an example of someone who's judgmental. Let's begin. A 50-year-old woman applies to work at a store. Other people tell the woman she's too old to have a job and should go to a nursery home. That is ageism. Because people think, oh, because you're old, you can't do anything. And that's really rude. Seriously, I'm not that old, but I've seen many people who are applying for jobs, like 60-year-old people, because they want to work, because I'm like sitting in their houses all day. It's understandable. I'm young, but I don't like sitting in my house all day. And then they're applying in many places. And one time, this woman was literally applying, and it's like, "Oh, you can't work here. You should just." Retire. Like that's pretty much rude. I mean, seriously, you should give her at least a chance. Seriously, like, just because you're old doesn't mean you're not tough, doesn't mean you're not strong, doesn't mean you're not capable. Because many people do hear, like, old people need your help. They can't do anything by themselves. They can't even carry a box or something. Like, yeah, sometimes old people do struggle to carry stuff on their own, and that's all right, because sometimes we need help. But, like, they can also be dependent. Sometimes they're dependent, but sometimes they're independent as well. They can't, they're not so reliant. They can do things on their own as well. We all can. But sometimes we do need help. And we can do anything. We all can do anything if we just put effort, strength, the courage, and have faith in ourselves. No matter how old, no matter how young, we can all do anything if we just think we can. Why you shouldn't judge people? You should never assume. You should never make assumptions, and I mentioned this in the part 1. Okay, so let's say for example, you're sitting down on your couch, right? And then also your mom's like, "Oh, why'd you eat all the cookies on the counter?" And you're like, "I didn't do it." Like, "Oh yeah, you didn't do it. You always eat my stuff." Look, you should never assume. Maybe back then, maybe they did something. Maybe they apologized. It's kind of this kind of 50-50. Like it's probably kind of your fault because you did it before, but you apologize, right? But still, doesn't mean your mom should assume. They should ask, like, "Oh, do you see the cookies?" And they're like, "Oh, I haven't seen them." Or you should never assume. You should always have evidence. And you should always ask before you just make assumptions. It's crazy. You shouldn't judge people before you get to know them. Famous saying, credit goes to like the person that said it. Like, wow, that's an amazing quote. You should never judge people. You can say, "Oh, this person's weird because they look weird." No, they may be really nice inside. They may be really caring. They may be something. You're just gonna know someone. You're just gonna spend time with them, talk to them, and see what they're doing. That's what it harms the person you're judging mentally. Sometimes we feel bad about them. Sometimes we feel, like, "Oh, no one likes me because everyone's judging me just the way I look, or the way I talk, or just because." But seriously, just because also, many people have bad grades. For example, say you have all Fs. People say, "Oh, you're dumb. You don't know anything." No, maybe many kids. No. Okay, none of us are dumb. We're just sometimes bad at math. For example, you may be really good at computer animation, but you're really bad at math. Or you're really good at history, but you're bad at science. Like, we're all good or bad at something. Doesn't mean we're dumb. And also, maybe something going on at home or just not into it anymore. Sometimes maybe you're lazy. But it's okay. Seriously, you shouldn't just assume. And that's what I really like about society sometimes. Because sometimes people assume way too much. They assume just because you have this, or if you look like this, you have done this or something. But you should never assume, you should never judge, and you should always just be happy to be you. You should never just put yourself down because people judge you and want to be near you. I mean, they're missing out. Seriously, you may be an amazing person. But just because they won't let their prejudiced self go doesn't mean you should put yourself down. And that's it for today's presentation, and I hope you have a wonderful day.